Hi, everyone. Well, I've already reviewed this Penelope Architect Wegmans single barrel private build bottle and also compared it in a blind to Maker's 46. Did all that, but I just wanted to kind of add a couple of footnotes to this bottle and what makes this Penelope Architect unique. First of all, as you can see, it's kind of like well on my way in this one. I have to, first of all, this has changed my opinion about Penelope as a brand. As I said in my video, I've had the toasted, I've had the barrel strength, and I had the 9-year. Two of those I bought. I think the toasted I just had at a bar. I was okay with it, nothing exceptional. This one, I know this is also the fact it is a Wegmans single barrel store pick with the label, private build, but at the same time, this is an intense stave. I know the regular builds, there are some that are intense, some have other flavors, but I'm impressed with this. Halfway done, and I don't think my opinion is going to change. I think this is the wood finishing that, and I love Maker's Mark 46 and the private selections. But as far as the French oak influence, this is like Maker's 46 on steroids. This particular one, it might be different with this intense stave, with this private build, etc. There may be different ones that are not as intense. This one is, and look at that color. But the purpose of this video is what makes this bourbon unique. This is an MGP sourced bourbon, and a lot of brands are MGP sourced. The key is, since a lot of these brands are using the same or very similar distillate from MGP, they want to set their brand apart, and I think I haven't seen too many that do this better than this Penelope Architect. First off, I want to clarify one thing, because I said that it was using 4 grains. I thought it was using 4 grains when I did my last review. I believe it is, but it's not 4 grains at fermentation. It's not putting in the corn, the wheat, the rye, and the malted barley at fermentation. What I think it is doing is it is combining 3 mash bills. Some have, let's call it, some have rye, some have wheat. Probably all have corn and malted barley. Maybe one has rye, one has wheat, and then they're blending them together after they're all after fermentation. And based on that, you have 4 grains in the blend. To me, basically, to better explain, that would be, this is a crude example. Buffalo Trace is a rye bourbon. Maker's 46 is a wheated bourbon. If I pour these in a glass together, I have 4 grains, but they weren't fermented together. It's kind of what's happening here. So that's unique. This French oak finishing is amazingly unique. The bottom line, what they're doing is they're taking a source distillate, MGP, and putting their own fingerprint on it many times over. With the grains they're using, the way they're blending that, definitely with the French oak finishing. Now, a lot of people have mixed feelings on finished bourbons. Some like them, some don't. I happen to be of the opinion of it depends what it is. Some may not be great, some may be. I don't just have an opinion that finished bourbons, finished whiskeys are no good. It depends on which one is which. I'm going to have a different opinion on different brands. This one, I feel, is a very good one where I am right now. The deal with this is not only that, they also use science in this. With these French oaks, they work with a French company called Tonneleri. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But they basically use, they basically scan these staves to detect, basically how weak or strong they are, to make sure that, you don't want this is basically a 4 to 5 year, even though it's not age stated. I've kind of looked it up. We're looking in the 4 to 5 year range. So it's not that old, but look at that dark. I think that has not a lot to do with the French oak influence on it. And basically it uses a technology called Oak Scan. This is science of the future as far as I see. And it basically measures, this is taking a book out of Bourbon Barry's Science Saturday. Kudos to him. It uses Oak Scan to basically measure the polyphenols in the wood that they're using. And I believe, this would be my own opinion, is based on how strong or not, that's probably where they choose certain staves where this is intense, others are delicate, more complex. That's their way of changing the staves, whereas all French oak, I don't think Makers does that. There's a French oak in a different way, but then on the other end, they also have their private selection where they use French oak and a variety of other staves too. I like them both, and for different reasons, but the purpose of this is to say why this is unique. Basically, this is an example of a distillery that's sourcing their whiskey, sourcing their distillate, but putting their own fingerprint on it many times over. An example of a finished bourbon that I think is really good and really unique. So On that note, I'm going to do a 2-for-1 here. We're going to wish everybody, now that it's Friday, a big weekend, happy Labor Day to you, your friends, and your families. Enjoy. Cheers. I got to be honest with you, this is so good. This is so good. Look at that. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Take care. Cheers.